The set value command sets the X, Y, or Z position values for the selected points or polygons. And what could we use this for? Well, let's take a look. I'm going to go ahead and hop into one view. I'm going to come over and draw a quick shape with spline draw. Okay. And you'll see that I don't have the, if I zoom in, you'll see that I don't have the points right on the axis. And if I were to lathe, Shift L in for numeric, and we'll go ahead and commit to that, we'll see that I've got a hole in my lathe. Now, I could have either moved, I could have changed the setting on lathe, or what might be faster is to come over here and select this point and select this point, come over to Detail, Set Value, and I want to make sure that those points are locked right on the axis, and that's running across the X, so I'll keep the default of X and click OK. It snaps those points to 0 on the X, and now whenever I Shift L in for numeric and come over here, I'm going to flip that with F, there's no hole. Okay, it's a quick way to set the X, Y, or Z value for points. Let's take a look at one more time that you might want to use. I mean, I use it all the time, but something that happens quite often if you're working in symmetry mode, let me just make this ball, hit F2, turn symmetry on, and there's certain tools that can throw symmetry off. And I'm just going to grab some geometry here and come over to the multiply tab and choose multi-shift. And I'm just going to do a few bevels. Okay. And I'm going to grab up. Now I have symmetry on, and I just tried to grab this polygon, which should have grabbed this polygon. Multi-shift threw some of the points out of whack. Now, one of the things I could do is I could go and select all of the points along the center line and set value to 0. But one thing that I find really helps is if I turn symmetry off and select half of my object, okay, and I like to kind of zoom in, make sure I am getting all the points. If I set value on this, not only will it set value on all of these points, but because this polygon right here, the points that are part of these polygons are part of this polygon, it's going to set value on that edge. So if I hit V for set value, which is the same as going over to the detail tab, and go ahead and set value to 0, what it does is it crunches all that geometry, all those selected points get smashed to 0 on the X. And when I hit delete, it will mean that no matter what, all of these points are on 0 on the X because they were part of the polygons that I had selected. Okay, so if I take that and Shift V for mirror, in for numeric, and I'll go ahead and hit enter, and then see how it says merge points? Well, if points are on top of points, it's going to take care of those, and because I made sure that all those points were crammed onto the center line, they were moved over to 0 on the X, I get a clean merge when I mirror. So that's just a quick look at set value found under the detail tab under points, set value, and it's a quick way to set the value for either X, Y, or Z axis for selected points or polygons. And what I usually use it for is to make sure that something is on 0x, 0y, or 0z, but you can type in whatever value you want and you'll know that it's exactly where you want it to be using set value.